baby. We are live. Welcome to Interview with the Man, episode 756. We're going to be talking about the Red Pill Sunday sermon today. And if you have to excuse me, I woke up and Japan is burning down to the ground right now. The Japanese stock market has been taking a nosedive. Bitcoin is crumbling. Ethereum is crashing. Solana is all crashing. Everything's cascading. They just halted trading in Korea. Very illegal, okay? FBI, open up! To stop the bleed. Very Korean of them. But it perfectly ties in today's message because I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried 1%. And the reason is because I've got a rock-solid inner game. I've got a rock-solid confidence, and I know I have a history, a track record of amazing success, amazing ability to endure. One of the great books written by Cameron Haynes, Endure. If you have not checked that book out, that book will really teach you about being strong. And yeah, I'm just paying attention, taking a look at everything that's going on. And yeah, I'm really not worried about it, but I am witnessing it because, it's smart to pay attention, but I do not think that this is the end. Quite frankly, if you want to go full conspiracy, I think BlackRock runs the world. And I think that, I don't know. I've been doing a lot of research on a lot of things. I'm just going to speak crazy. You guys be the judge. I saw a picture of Donald Trump at the Mar-a-Lago talking to Netanyahu, and I saw his ear, and his ear looks completely fine. It doesn't look like he was shot at all. I don't know if there was a bullet that went through the ear or whatever, but I was looking at the ear, and I'm like, and I had my doubts, not gonna lie. I had my doubts when I saw the initial photos because, I question everything. My loyalty is to the truth, not to any man. And I saw the initial photo, and I don't know, but I do know BlackRock is most likely behind it all. That being said, is BlackRock intentionally dumping the prices for Bitcoin and crypto? Because from what I've been seeing too, right, it actually if it's a really good account to follow, it's called Zero Hedge, and it's a couple things that I saw. This is one thing right here. So take a look here. But I like, you have to understand, everything is fake and gay. Everything, okay? So this is the month of August. Now, August has typically been a bad month for Bitcoin, historically speaking, as well. But it seems to me like this is what they were saying as well. Bitcoin time trigger momentum, ignition algorithm. So basically, you have to understand that whatever Bitcoin does, Bitcoin is the alpha male, and the rest of the market is the beta who just follows him. So if Bitcoin goes up, the rest of the market goes up. If Bitcoin goes down, the rest of the market goes down. Looks like there was $366 million in crypto liquidated in 60 minutes. That's fine. Again, like, their nuke it to go down so they can make it, make more profits on the way up. I personally believe that the bull market is far from over. And so this is just, and then I think we actually dipped deeper during, let me pull up the coin market cap. And I know, I'm sorry, this is not a crypto episode, but I'm just talking freely because I just want to, because in case you guys are concerned, I want to let you know that I personally am not too worried. Yeah. So, I mean, it dipped hard during, the initial Israel and Hezbollah conflict, but then it rebounded hard as well. Let me just double check everything. I believe that was, when was I was in Boracay. So I believe that was in May. Excuse me, not May, April. Let me see. Yeah. So it was April 19th. April 19th. So, cool. Let me here, take a look at this with me. But I'm really not shaken out by this, honestly. This is designed to shake out people who have weak hands. And then just no numerical thing. Yeah, this is when people were freaking out here. It was at 61. This is a pretty steep sell-off, but like this is actually happening around the world. The Japanese yen to US dollar is let me see. I'll tell you the rate right now. It's actually not bad. It's 145. But they're freaking out about Japan. It was 160 yen. So that's basically $1.60 to our American dollar. America. FBI, open up. So yeah, there's a lot of people freaking out right now. And if you're paying attention to this, if you're not, you're good. You're good. But I honestly am not really too worried about this. They could say all these things about, so let's see. Yeah, there's a big Japanese company jump that capitulated and sold their Ethereum. Japanese people are like so risk averse. It just cracks me up. They like, it's pretty funny, really. It's so funny. Yeah, and then look, this is the Korean Stock Exchange. Take a look at here. Everything is in free fall right now. See, they manipulated. They suspended the trading. So it doesn't seem to me. This doesn't seem organic. This does seem like, because when you put a certain amount of sell orders, right? When they get filled, other people have pre-programmed cells activated if a certain asset reaches a certain price. So if like Bitcoin reaches a certain price, like say Bitcoin hits 55 and people are like, oh, they have their algorithms, their shorts, they have the stop limits set to like, okay, we're going to liquidate at 55K. Then right there, then it has like a cascading effect. So I'm looking at all these things right now and a lot of people are freaking out, but I'm really not too worried about it. There's a lot of chaos going on. Like people are saying like, and another thing is this too, right? The greatest trader of all time, Nancy Pelosi, bought $1.3 million worth of NVIDIA the other day. So remember, all the stock market stuff, this stuff is not organic, okay? It's all controlled, all right? It's all manipulated, and you just got to think how those people are thinking, not how you want to think. Excuse me. So I'm looking at everything right now, and I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried about it at all. It's interesting. And it's funny to see, like, when the yen is crashing, it's so funny to see like all the loser foreigners out here like, oh, the yen is crashing, the yen is going down. They're all complaining. They're like, oh, Japan is going to head to poverty. It's like, Jesus Christ. Like, listen, you're a fucking low IQ English teacher for a reason. And economic data and understanding the economy on the global context is not your forte. Because if it was, you'd be rich like me, but you're not. So go teach Mr. Kobayashi his English lessons. All right. So I'm excited. I think that we're heading to good times personally, because guess what? When this happens, remember the money system, fiat currency, it's all fake and it's all not straight. Sorry, I can't go wild until we're 20 minutes in because we're going to get demonetized. It's all fake and it's all not straight. That's funny. First time here. So, in order to keep the Ponzi going, you got to turn the money printers on. See, Jerome Powell was thinking he was a smart guy by just raising interest rates. But the reality is, as soon as the Biden administration took office, they stopped the drilling. They went along with this whole green agenda. Gas skyrocketed, right? And that's what, like, gas is what runs the world. Like oil, you need oil to make plastic, you need oil to make your clothing, you need oil to transfer goods, you need oil to make gasoline so people can travel. And they put the cap on this, raised the price. The economy came to a screeching halt. The economy was doing fine, especially under Trump. And then on top of that, they opened the borders. And you got to just ask yourself, like, what is going on? Like, what is these people's plan? Right. But again, if you're smart with your money, you're going to be fine. And remember this, guys, all you men out there listening to the sound of my voice, bad things and hard times are good for you because you don't give up. You don't quit. You should take joy in suffering. When I was a young man, God, I sound old. When I was a young man in my 20s, okay, in my early 30s, I suffered financially more in my 20s than I did my I had some semblance of stability. When I was 28, I finally started making some good money. That's when I was driving taxi in Hawaii, and I was making like $10,000 a month in like 2014, you know, so it was good money, right? Got fat off of the Cheesecake Factory out there. Me and my girl at the time, you know, when you're living good, man, those girls, they just butter you up, bro. Feed you, massage you, sex you up, whatever you want. I mean, I always get what I want, but you know, it's just a little bit more grease on the wheel when the money's coming in. And yeah, you know, that opened my eyes to a whole new level. And then when I lost that job because I left and went back to Japan to teach English because I wanted to pursue my dreams, it was a struggle, man. You know, 2015 was a struggle for me. That was a tough year. And 2016 was also a tough year. 2017 had some stability. And then I quit that job in early 2018. 2018 was a struggle. And then 2019, we had a breakthrough here on the channel. You know, but when I was 20, 21, 22, 23, overdrafting my account all the time, not having money, you know, addicted to drugs, unfortunately. You know, when I say addicted to drugs, I was just smoking a shitload of weed. That's what because it was so bad. I was like smoking like 3-4 blunts a day. It was so bad. You know, just like in my head. And I just know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to go to the gas station. You only have $10. You only have $5 to put gas in there. But those hard times made me a hard man. And you guys who had the privilege of meeting me, you know I'm a hard man. You know I'm not some just little Nancy boy sitting around crying for mommy to come save me. I'm a fucking G and through. And the harder your life is, guys, as long as you endure, as you push through it, as you suffer, but you suffer knowing there's purpose because you have a plan to get you out of that, that right there builds character. That builds your inner game, okay? For all you guys that are just like pussy hungry animals, and you're suffering. So there's two parts, okay? You can suffer the life of being a loser, right? And you have no plan to get out, and that's just your life, and you have no place here because I don't want to deal with you, okay? But if you're suffering, but you have a plan to get out of it, right? Like some of the guys in the community, one of the guys, he's a plumber, and he's suffering right now through shit to get his hours in so he can get his license and become like a licensed plumber. But when he does get that, he's going to have so much money. It's going to be ridiculous. You know, there's guys who are like G Money. He's suffering through getting fired and suffering through going through these interviews and having all this trouble and, you know, getting laid off and feeling like a bum, you know, and he's suffering, but it's good. It's making him strong. You have to suffer with a cause. You have to suffer with a purpose. Me, I'm suffering now too. I'm suffering as I go through this weight loss thing. You know, I've been doing the elliptical so hard that my legs gave out. I mean, I went from 20 minutes a day to an hour a day. That's a lot on the elliptical. I know the elliptical looks like you're just like a little Nancy boy, like, you know, prancing along, you know, but like it is extreme, man. It cranks my elbow hurts, both my knees were killing me. I don't even know if I have cartilage in my knees anymore, honestly speaking, bro. I really doubt I have cartilage because I wrestled, for so many years in high school. And then right after that, I did jujitsu. My body has so many fucking miles on it. For a 38-year-old man, my body has so many miles racked up by by partying, wild trips, drugs, fucking alcohol, fucking sex, fights. My body is got a lot of miles on it, man. I need some of that Wolverine compound, BPC 157. I need to heal myself, bro. So like, but it's worth it because I look great. I posted an update of my body, and all the pain is worth it. And I'm telling you, and that's what this episode is about today. Okay. It's about enduring the suffering because it is inevitable that, life is suffering. That's what the Buddhists say. Life is suffering, right? And we have to just make the best out of it. But I'm telling you, when you are, oh, thank you so much, Brooklyn. You're such a sweetheart. You looking so good, though. You not as good as you, baby. Not as good as you. I do look pretty good, though. Yeah, like when you suffer, it's better. It's better for you. You know why we have this generation right now of these young men, these broccoli heads, right, that are all just gigantic pussies, gigantic vaginas, okay? And you know why? It's because they were raised by single mothers, and single mothers coddle their little boys into being these weak little pussies. Like, it's not a coincidence that all these guys that are calling me in now in their late 20s, early 30s, still living at home with mom, still having self-esteem issues. And it's like, yeah, because you've been coddled your whole life, and you're still living at home, and your mommy is still coddling you, and you don't have time to be strong. Okay. That's why when you come to my live events now, you're going to sign a waiver, say, I'm not going to sue you. I'm not going to do anything legal to you. And then you're going to put on some gloves and you're going to fight. And I don't care if you don't know how to fight. I don't care, whatever. You have a medical condition, go see a fucking doctor. Okay. But I am going to make men out of you. I am going to help transform your lives. That is my goal. Do you understand me? That is my goal, because a lot of you have been coddled. A lot of you are emotionally weak. A lot of you are mentally weak. A lot of you are physically weak. Some of you are a combination of all those things: mentally weak, physically weak, and emotionally weak. And you're mentally weak if you're addicted to pornography. You're physically weak if your body looks like shit. You're emotionally weak if you're not mentally stable and you can't endure through the hard times. And again, one thing that I've noticed too, right? So with the Masculine Empowerment Network and the signups that are going right now, I've noticed that this time around, I led more with self-development. I led more with, you have to be a better man, because if you do what I say, money, muscles, game, frame, then you have endless amounts of girls. I'm telling you, I am so not needing women right now. I am. And like, people that, there's a lot of these guys who are losers. They're like, oh, you'll never get over wanting to have sex with girls and blah, 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 blah. And it's just, okay, you're a low IQ loser. Okay. And if your whole life is just dedicated to getting sex, you're a slave to women. You talk all this shit about how you're this fucking top alpha guy and you're the man, and I just love girls and I just love pussy, man, and oh, it's all about the girls. You're the highest form of simp, because your whole life is dedicated to chasing women. And you know what's funny about these guys? Every single time, and I love watching it. I love it because they have massive egos. Every time, as they get older, past 30, past 35, they get more broke. They get more mentally fucked up too, because these guys, they don't value women, and they don't have like a good, like, nurturing, loving relationship with women. They just have like these carnal sexual perversions about themselves, and the thing is, they don't attract quality women too, because quality women can notice like a guy who's like sick into perversion and stuff like that. Like women have that sense, and these guys repulse. They are repulsive to quality women. And it's funny because next thing you know, they're 35, they're 40. They don't make more than fucking, if they're lucky, they make more than $50,000 a year. And the bitterness erodes at them, and eventually their looks fade away. And then they're a sad, poor, broken old man. And I fucking love it. I do not have any compassion in my heart for those people. Okay. I do not have any compassion in my heart whatsoever. Okay. Yes. In that context, I'll be the bad guy because I know what I'm talking about. And I'm telling you, it's loser shit. And I know this is not what everybody wants to hear. Okay. But I don't give a fuck because last time I checked, I'm the multi-million-dollar fucking international playboy that women are falling in love with across the globe. All right. That's me. And if you're not me, then guess what? You're qualified to shut the fuck up and listen. And if you're smart, you will. And if you're not, well, fuck off because I don't want to deal with losers, period. Okay? My time is valuable. My network is valuable. And my message is valuable. And the truth is this. See, I've noticed something. When I lead with self-development, when I say, let's do inner game healing, let's fucking figure out your childhood traumas. Let's fucking heal yourself from the inside out. Let's focus on the core four, money, muscles, game, frame. Crickets. Couple smart people sign up. I give them life-changing advice. But when I lead with pussy and girls, like, let's get to girls, girls, I make literally millions of dollars. That is how pathetic the average male is. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand if you want to objectively solve your dating problem, I understand that. But if you're a fat fucking shit, or if you're in your 30s and you don't have a solid network of guy friends, if you're in your 30s and you're still a coward, you can't stick up for yourself. You couldn't stick up for yourself in a fight. You couldn't manage yourself in an altercation, or you couldn't de-escalate it with conversation, and you're still struggling for money. Bro, you are lost. You are lost, and you're going down a bad path, and it's going to get exponentially worse. Because I told you guys on a couple episodes ago, there's positive momentum and there's negative momentum. And the majority of these people are on negative momentum. Negative. Because you know why? Because all the shit they talk about women, oh, women are this and women are that, and blah, 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 blah. Losers. Losers. Slaves to pussy. Slaves. Slaves. Their whole existence is pussy, 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 pussy. Hilarious. And that's why I always say, which leads me to my first scripture, okay? It is in the Bible, and it's the one that I love to read all the time, okay? And it's why they say, you know why the rich get richer? Because the rich keep having positive momentum. The rich keep doing what needs to do. You know why the average person is poor and broke and stupid? Because they're fucking average. They're stupid. They're lazy. They don't do the work to get what they want. And that leads me to my first scripture, which is Matthew chapter 9, verse 35 to 38. Okay. And here is what I got to say for that right there. Okay. The harvest is plentiful. The laborers are few. You see that word? Laborers, the one who must do the work. The laborers are few. Okay. The harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. And Jesus went throughout all the cities and villages, teaching in their synagogues and proclaiming the gospel of the kingdom and healing every disease and every affliction. When he saw the crowds, he had compassion for them. I need some of Jesus's compassion because I look down on the crowds. Because it's like, I think Norman Vincent Peale said this, and I agree with him. He said, I don't believe in charity because charity perpetuates the very thing that it's trying to eliminate, right? Because if you have a food bank, or if you have welfare, or if you have some kind of, financial bailout, all you're doing is telling that person, this is another way to survive. because a lot of people don't use charity a little bit to get off the fucking bad situation they're in. A lot of people stay on it forever. Okay. Why do you think Section 8 housing is so lucrative? Why do you think that's so lucrative? Because these people don't change. Welfare babies become welfare moms, and welfare babies and welfare moms, and this endless cycle of dependence. Okay. Dependence on that charity instead of becoming competent. All right. So when he saw the crowds, he had compassion because they were harassed and helpless, like sheep without a shepherd. That I agree with right there. That's the majority of people, sheep without a shepherd. But I'll be your shepherd. Come on down. I'll teach you the way. Do what I say and join the fucking thousands and thousands of men who I've had massive impact on their life. Okay. Then he said to his disciple, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few. Therefore, pray earnestly to the Lord of the harvest to send out laborers into this harvest. And that's more true for all things of life. Okay. Guys, if you live in America, if you come from a first world country and you are struggling financially after the age of 35, you have ruined and wasted your life. And I'm sorry to say this, but somebody needs to tell you the truth. You have ruined and wasted your life. Okay. So, sorry, this pomegranate juice is so good. So good for you. Yeah. And that's the thing, there's an abundance out there, but a lot of you guys, you guys break my heart, man. When I talk to some of you guys, when you're not logging your hours like you're supposed to do at your job, you know who I'm talking to. Okay. When you're not really dialed in with your training, your fitness, when I tell you to eat a certain amount of protein, when I tell you to track these calories and you don't do it, when I tell you, like King Dre posted something the other day and it was so fucking amazing because it's what I've been saying the whole time when it comes to girls and understanding relationships. Okay. This is what it is, Here's the guy on the left. Majority people are the guys on the left. Looks maxes, 6 days in a week in the gym, semen retention, fluent in PUA lingo, no fap, demonstrates high value, waits for choosing signals. You see this guy right here and this guy on the right, just hollers at hosts. Just talks to the girls. Talk to the girls. That's it. Just talk to them. It's not that hard. It is not that hard. And when these girls like you, guys, I'm telling you, all right, I have had sex with a girl in the nightclub. I met a girl. We went out, had a good time, and we were in the nightclub, and she was so into me, and I just took her to a stairwell, pounded her out. It really is that easy. It's not because I'm some, mega giga chad, it's just you look for the signs, you look for the opportunities, and you see, okay, well, she's into me, she's doing this, she's doing that. It can happen. Okay. One of my clients that I'm working with right now, he's a shy young man. And, he came from a little bit of a rocky background. And, he is a great guy. And I told him, and I had to have a real hardcore conversation with him. I said, how long are you going to sit around and being a sniveling, crying little fucking baby and whining about everything? And how long are you going to do this shit? When are you going to grow the fuck up? Or are you just going to be a crying little baby your whole life? And, the thing is this too, when you get coached by somebody better than you, okay, they're inevitably going to hurt your feelings. And here's why. You're holding on to a certain belief system that is giving you the certain life that you have that you don't like. That's why you sign up for a mentor. That's why you sign up for a coach. That's why you submit yourself to someone else's teachings. But they have to break your current mold of reality because your mold of reality is creating your reality. And that reality is something you're not satisfied with. So they have to tell you the way you're thinking, the way you're doing things is wrong. And you are wrong. And if you don't change, this is not going to change. And a lot of people can't take that like a man. A lot of people get their feelings hurt. Okay. So that being said, I told him this stuff, and he was upset at the time. And then he was like, a couple days went by, and he texted me. He's like, you know what, John, you're right. And I was like, yeah, I know I'm right. Now get to it. And then that very week, and this is a guy who's, he's not that tall. And he's like 5'5", 5'4". He's worried about his height. I was like, well, motherfucker, you're short. Deal with it. Go find short hose. And he went to a concert. He saw a cute girl there, and he walked up to her, and he cold approached her, and he got her number. And then he got her number, and then she was like, hey, it's me. And then she double texted him. It was great meeting you, right? They had a phone call, and I told him how to strategically ask her out for frozen yogurt. He did it. He had a date, and things are going swimmingly. So if I had not told him that you need to snap out of this, you need to get out of this pity party, because a lot of you guys raised by single mommies, you have pity parties. You sit around and you feel sorry for yourself, right? And nobody cares, bro. It's got to be, keep it a stack. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Okay? I care because that's what I do. That's my business. This is my work. But the majority of society does not care. Society demands results. Period. Okay? Shout out to Reptiles Gamers. The contract of this Bible verse story to pounding out a girl in the stairwell. I mean, hey, this girl was a dog too, bro. This girl, yeah, she I don't know if I want to say on fucking the air. Oh god, these girls are so crazy, bro. These girls are dirty. Oh man. I'm not going to say it. I'll tell the guys in the Masculine Empowerment Network. Remind me, guys in the Masculine Empowerment Network, I'll tell you the full story. And I'm not going to say it on the air. It's funny. It's nasty. And this is why, like, when you guys are afraid of girls too, and I just see like the average woman's life is kind of fucked up with, she doesn't have a man in there helping her out. And, you guys are intimidated by these chicks. This cracks me up, man. Cracks me up. It's so funny. But the harvest is plentiful and the laborers are few. The only reason you don't have what you want is because you have just not done what needs to be done. Okay? That's it. You have not been doing what needs to be done, it is about getting your education under control. You know what I mean? It is about getting a bunch of things under control that you can get under control. Like a lot of guys, they're just sitting there and they're just like, it cracks me up how people are just, they don't do what needs to be done, and they just slowly let time erode away at them. Okay. Because here's the thing, right? You know what you need to do. All right. You know that you need to do whatever you need to do to get what you want. If you want to if you want to friggin' talk to girls, but you don't do it. Okay. If you want to get the job that you want, that your finances are not where you want them to be. Okay. That. All right. You know what you want to do. And
shut up and take my money.
It's a neglect. It's a silent daily neglect as you chase cheap dopamine. You're just like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna go chase this girl. I'm just gonna go have this, cheap sex, or I'm just gonna, I'm gonna freaking, I'm gonna go and play some video games. I'm gonna go smoke some weed. I'm going to look at some porn and just, kick the can down the road. And your life becomes a series of ignoring things and hiding the pain and masking the pain that you are feeling for the pain of like being a loser and not getting your shit together, and that becomes your life. Now it's about, let me get this drug, let me get this alcohol, let me get this porn, let me get this fucking marijuana, let me get this fucking food, let me chase this bitch, let me chase that bitch, and then next thing you know, you're 35, you're broke, you got no real friends around you, and it's only getting worse from there. It's only getting worse. You have to tackle your life problems head on. Head on, okay? Let's talk about me, my life problem. For some reason, I can't seem to grow this channel. Whose fault is it? 100% my fault. Yesterday, I almost vomited yesterday. Yesterday, I spent, how much did I spend? Yesterday, I spent like $21,000 on camera equipment. $21,000. $21,000. I didn't even know it would be this expensive. I spent $21,000 on camera equipment. Bruh. And I don't even know if this is going to work. I don't even know if I can consistently find Japanese girls to come on the show. I don't know if people are even going to give a shit about the show. I don't know. But I've got to figure this out. I've got to figure this out. And I will figure this out because this is a problem in my life. And running from it, and I could sit here and be like, oh, well, it's the shadow ban's fault. And so no matter what I do, I'm on a government watch list and they're going to shadow ban me wherever I go, whatever the case may be, right? I could sit here and I could cope and I could cry and I could whine and I could be a little fucking pussy. Okay? But that doesn't help anybody. Sure, a couple loyal fans will stick around and be like, yeah, man, fuck this. Fuck these people. They'll stick with me to the end, right? But the reality is, your problem will always be there. Okay? Your problems will always be there unless you attack them and kill them. All right? Like Jordan Peterson said something that was phenomenal, right? And it was so amazing. He said, you have to go and face the dragon. You have to go into the cave and face the dragon. You have to go into the cave and kill the dragon. And the reason he said that is because dragons always protect gold. And that's the treasure of your life. You have to face the thing that you are afraid of. Fear is okay, but not acting because of the fear is not okay. You need to develop courage. You need to develop bravery. Okay, being courageous, being brave is the most masculine thing you can do. I had great courage in my heart when I came to Japan when I was 26 years old, and I had $2,500 literally in my pocket. And I fucking brought my phone from AT&T, and I just knew it was going to rack up all this roaming charges, but I didn't have the money to set up a phone beforehand. While coming to Japan, I had a one-way ticket, and I sold everything that I owned. And man, oh man, I was scared like a motherfucker. And as soon as I got off the plane, I was like, I have fucking made a huge mistake. And I said, and I am totally fucked. My life is fucked. I was like, I talked all this shit. I talked all this fucking shit. And now I had to back myself up, and I had to, because I talked all this shit. And I was like, I talked this shit. I got to fucking back it up. And I did. I went. But when I got off that plane, I tell you, boy, I was filled with fear and despair. My stomach sank so deep, and I just could not believe what I had just done. And I was filled with fear, but I still courageously pushed through. And that led me to my life now where I'm a fucking multi-millionaire. I'm the fucking man. I never in a million years planned to be known as an international global sense for good. Because of me and everything that I've been doing, and I'm not trying to, jerk myself off here, but the truth is I have had a gigantic impact on the culture shift in America. Like women are getting back in the kitchen thanks to me. All right. You're welcome. And it started as a scared young man, but I had the bravery, and I'm a big Zelda fan. And if you guys remember, Link in Zelda, he has the Triforce of Courage, arguably the strongest one. Ganon has the Triforce of Power, and Zelda has the Triforce of Wisdom. She's pretty useless though. She's always fucking getting caught, getting in trouble. But the hero is the one who's brave. So you have to be real with yourself and identify your troubles, identify what is going on in your life, and then attack the problem, murder it, kill that fucking problem, cut its head off. Okay? Because you can do it. If you're a guy that's sitting here watching my content and taking it seriously, and you're like, take notes and you're like, take what I say to heart, you're not like the rest of people. You are special. I'm not just saying that because you're here and I'm trying to make you feel good. You are special. The average person is a fucking loser, a fat, porn addicted, drug addicted, Netflix watching, DoorDash money wasting, Uber Eats money blowing, fat, big bellied loser. That's your competition. There are so many girls out there that are dying for a guy who's just has discipline, who takes care of himself, and has self-esteem. It's so important, okay? It's so important that you have to understand your problems will only grow the more you neglect them. And once you conquer them, endless amounts of riches are out there for you guys. Endless amount of girls. I'm literally at 38, okay? At 38, I could block every woman on my Instagram. I could block every chick on my phone. I could block every girl, okay? And given my skill set and the fact that I know who I am, I have a new girl in one week, bro. 1 week. And I'm going to prove it to you guys in the Masculine Empowerment Network. I'm going to do some live pickup. Show everybody. It's going to be lit. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. And when you do the work, man, other ballers see it. I'm not going to say who, but recently I got a multi-millionaire reached out to me and asked me if I was interested in doing some mentorship for free. You know what I said? Said, hell fucking yeah. Sign me the fuck up immediately. Replied to that message like that. And guess what? My powers will grow. My powers will increase. The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Okay. The next scripture I want to talk about is in one of my favorite books, actually probably my favorite book in the Bible, Book of Proverbs, chapter 24, verses 16 to 18. Okay. And it's right here. Okay. And it says, for a righteous man may fall 7 times and rise again, but the wicked shall fall by calamity. Okay. Let's make that. Let me see if we can make this easier for you guys. I know. Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, we're just going to stick with that. Okay. I'll define the word calamity for you guys at home. Calamity is just basically when all the bad shit happens. right? Some would say we are currently in a financial calamity right now. Here, I'll pull it up for you boys. Calamity, an event causing great and often sudden damage or distress, a disaster. Okay. So let's go to King James. Keep it. You know, my mom is like, you know, my mom's like a King James Nazi when it comes to the Bible, you know. For a just man falleth 7 times and riseth up again, but the wicked shall fall into mischief. Okay.
So you have accepted the
Hey, shout out to you for subscribing. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to the cult. For though the righteous fall 7 times, they rise again, but the wicked stumble when calamity strikes. Okay. What is it saying? Okay, because a lot of you guys, here's what I'm trying to tell you. All right. A lot of you guys, here's the problem with this new pussified generation of young men. Okay. I'm talking if you're 30 or younger. Okay. A lot of you guys expect your success to be linear and then exponential upwards. Okay. You expect to make no mistakes. You study, right? You know, you watch infields, which majority of those things are fake and gay. Okay. You read all of Rollo's books, you know, you rub your balls with pheromone soap. You do all this fucking bullshit, but you don't go and talk to girls because you're trying to come up with the perfect plan. You're like, okay, I have the perfect fucking plan. And then once I get it, you know, once I've got it perfectly, boom, I'm going to get a bullseye and get the girl of my dreams. And that's the fucking way life is in my fucking delusional head. And that's just not the way the world works. The reality is you're going to fail way more than you're going to succeed in pretty much everything. Okay. You are going to fail in pretty much everything you do more than you succeed in it. Okay. To this day, I get blown out by chicks. To this day, there are women out there with bad tastes in men, and I feel sorry for them. God bless those lost souls. Okay, but you know, I made a trade in. I made a crypto trade in. When did I go to Okinawa? Was that before Hawaii the 3rd time? I think it was in. When did I go? I made a trade when I was in vacation, and I put $31,000 into that trade. That trade, as of right now, is. Let me get my Face ID. Oof. That trade is currently $4,000. Okay. That's a $27,000 mistake I've made. And I don't think I'm going to get that money back. $27,000 mistake, right? I'm bitching about cameras that I had to spend like 21. How much did I spend? Yeah, like $21,000 yesterday on cameras. Well, then my investments, my wild and crazy investments, lose 27,000. Yeah, whatever. Priorities. But you see, even me at my current, state, right? I'm gonna make mistakes. You know, I made a mistake thinking I could do an hour of elliptical every day. And what's funny too, I was listening to the book, Discipline is Destiny, and they were talking about Lou Gehrig. I believe that was his name, Lou Gehrig. He played for the New York Yankees. And during this time, they're like, you need to know when to like not push your body versus when to push your body. And during that time when I was on the elliptical, I had 30 minutes left and my knees were like on fire. I was like, fuck this. Oh, if you quit, you're gay. You quit, you're beta. You quit. Everybody's right about you. You're just a fucking fat ass, you know? And I'm doing this shit. And then the next day, my knees are just ruined, right? My knees are shattered. I had to call my coach up and he's like, okay. He's like, up the calories. He's like, get off the 1,900 calories, get back up to 2,700 calories, eat a lot of whole foods, a lot of protein. He's like, don't fucking do any exercise for the next 3 to 5 days and then call me back. And then now it's now Monday. That was last week. Whew. Went too hard in the Inner Game July. And finally my knees are like way better now, you know, but that was a failure. I made a mistake. You're going to make tons and tons of mistakes. And the thing is, you guys beat yourselves up. You like whip yourselves like a Catholic who like does the whole cat of nine tails, self-hating, like I'm a dirty sinner. You guys do that to yourself if you make a mistake. The only reason you should do that to yourself if you don't try, not trying, sitting there and huddling in the corner, waiting for mommy to come put her titty in your mouth and save you from the big bad boogeyman of society. That right there, that is certified, guaranteed death and failure. Okay. And it's not the way. It's not the way. Okay. You have to try, and you have to try more frequently. And the more you frequently try, what people don't get is you do fail forward. Every try that you get feedback onto why you failed. And then you could take that data and then adjust your strategy and try again. And then you inch your way close to excellency, mastery. Okay. So what it says here is the righteous fall 7 times, but they rise again. They get up again. It may sound cliche. It may sound Disney. Okay. But the truth is you're going to fail. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to fail more than you succeed. Oh, Jesus Christ. Shoot. Okay, real quick. Sorry, guys. My alerts are off. Shout out to Rafferty, who just signed up for the Masculine Empowerment Network. Shout out to Tracy, who just signed up for the Masculine Empowerment Network. Shout out to Sevi, who just signed up for the Masculine Empowerment Network. And shout out to Matthew, my good friend, who I'm going to be hanging out in Bangkok, Thailand, coming up this month, baby. Shout out to you, Matthew. I'm going to give you a special one. And then I'm going to play here's the national theme of London right now. So welcome aboard. Welcome aboard to the Masculine Empowerment Network. Sorry, guys. I was just caught up in the message. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you all. Okay. But yeah, you have to understand that you're gonna have some trouble in life. You're gonna fail a lot, but that's okay. The biggest trouble in life is not trying. Okay, this guy Sevi I was just talking about, who just signed up for the Masculine Empowerment Network. This guy, like, he has a business plan, and he is living. I believe he's like living in a trailer out in the fucking woods. And this motherfucker posted his dinner the other day. And it's a nice plate of food with a fork and then like a K-bar. If you guys know what a K-bar is a military knife that they issue you and you kill people with. On his dinner table, he was eating with this fucking thing. You know, this is his dinner knife, the fucking K-bar, right? And so, do you like? You guys have to understand that, you know, you gotta suffer, you gotta endure, you gotta go through bad things to get better. Like, you have to understand, as a man, suffering is mandatory to change. You are not going to feel good on the way to the top. Otherwise, everybody would be doing it. You got to be like a little fucking crazy to be like, okay, I am going to submit myself to a large amount of emotional discomfort, a large amount of emotional pain, a large amount of rejection. Do you think I feel good when I get rejected? No. It sucks for those dumb girls to miss out on me. It sucks so bad. But I find a worthy one all the time. I find a worthy one all the time. Well, they really find me. Um, you know, you got to try, guys. You have to try. The biggest loss is not losing. The biggest loss is not trying. Okay? Not trying. Okay. And then here's another one. And we're going to close with this one. And this is from the book of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes chapter 3. And you got to realize this as a man, as a mature individual. This is the truth right here. Okay. Here it is. It's a time for everything. Okay. There's a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. A time to born and a time to die. Guys, our time to die will come. Every single one of us, we will die. And we will be forgotten. And we will just, fade away into the big black nothingness that is death. Okay? And that time is coming for you. It's coming for your parents. It's coming for your pet. It's coming for your children. It's coming for all of us. And there's no escaping it. None whatsoever. So it is up to you to make the best out of the time you have right now in this life, because you deserve it. You do deserve it. Okay? A time to plant and a time to uproot. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to tear down and a time to build. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to scatter stones and a time to gather them. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to search and a time to give up. A time to keep and a time to throw away. A time to tear and a time to mend. A time to be silent and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time for war and a time for peace. Okay? And look, it gets really good here. I'm going to read all the rest of this, okay? What do workers gain from their toil? I have seen the burden God has laid on the human race. He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart, yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end. I know that there is nothing better for people than to be happy and to do good while they live. You see that? To do good while they live. Being a good and just person pays dividends that nothing can buy in this life. Okay? That each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in their toil. This is the gift from God. I know that everything God does will endure forever. Nothing can be added to it, and nothing can be taken from it. God does it so that people will fear him. Whatever it is has already been, and what will be has been before, and God will call the past to account. And I saw something else under the sun. In the place of judgment, wickedness was there, and in the place of justice, wickedness was there. I said to myself, God will bring judgment both to the righteous and the wickedness, for there will be a time for every activity and a time to judge every deed. I also said to myself, as for humans, God tests them so that they may see that they are like the animals. Surely the fate of the human beings is like that of the animals. The same fate awaits both of them. As one dies, so dies the other. All have the same breath. Humans have no advantage over animals. Everything is meaningless. All go to the same place. All come from dust, and to dust all return. Who knows if the human spirit rises upward and if the spirit of the animal goes downward into the earth? So I saw there is nothing better for a person than to enjoy their work, because that is their lot. For who can bring them to see what will happen after them? Okay. So a couple things. First, it talks about there's a time for everything. Okay. And there's a good time for things and there's a bad time for things. Right now, as you see in the stock market and all these things, things are crashing right now. There's a lot of global unrest, and this is the byproduct of a lot of evil people being in control. A lot of stolen elections, a lot of wickedness out there, promoting this filthy homosexual agenda on their children, promoting this filthy transgender agenda on children and women. These women are getting their asses beat by these men in the fucking Olympics right now. These dudes are knocking the fuck out of these bitches, beating them in seconds. One of these chicks got her ass beat in 40-something seconds by some transgender dude from Algeria. Okay? There's wickedness and satanic shit all over the fucking Olympics right now. People are the mayor of Paris went and swam in the scene, the river scene, saying, "Oh, it's healthy, it's clean, there's no pollution," and all these people are swimming in the Olympics river and vomiting from the pollution in the river. And don't think that, don't get black-pilled, okay? Things change. Remember how everybody thought we're inevitably going to be locked down because of COVID, and we all had to get the vaccines, and we're all going to be shuffled into gulags, and that's not the case, okay? When good people stand up and change, things get better. Right now, it's just the cycle of things. Strong men create good times create weak men create hard times, and hard times create strong men. So right now, we're all suffering together, and we're all becoming strong men. And I'm telling you too, for you guys that are pussy, love the pussy, got to get the girls. All I want is the girls. I understand Clary now. I really do. I am Aaron Clary, just more handsomer and richer and better fashion sense, nicer teeth, and all around better. But I get what he says when he's like, "Oh, they just want the girls, just want the girls." But when you're a strong man, these women, they like this girl right now. I literally, if I wanted to, I couldn't get rid of this chick. I would have to time everything to like throw her stuff out of my house, block her on everything, and lock the door, and like avoid going outside, because she is addicted. Because she's never been with a strong man like me. Strong in your heart. Okay. And I'm not talking like muscle strong. Okay. Muscle strong is cheap. That's a dime a dozen. Okay. But being a strong willed individual, these women will fly across the world for you, bro. These women will do everything to be with you when you're a strong man. Okay. Because it is a desert of simps out there for these chicks. So rejoice when these bad things are happening to you. Celebrate. Be like, thank God. Yes, my car broke down. Yes, I got fired. Yes, my girlfriend cheated on me. Yes, I got rejected by this chick. When bad things happen to you, but you don't quit, that's when you develop true strength. And that is the ultimate asset right now in this world. Okay? That is the ultimate asset. Sorry, I missed some super chats. Christopher Holland, $2 super chat. Glad you're back. Your perspective is very important. Sorry for the late reply there, brother. And then Chui 100, 199 super chat says, I knew the devil was real before I knew God was. And that's why I tell you guys, okay? I tell you guys, you got to put in the work, do the work. You'll get the girls. You'll get the money. It's easy. But nothing changes if nothing changes. Okay. So, which leads me to my final point. Again, the Masculine Empowerment Network is closing tomorrow at midnight. Okay. You're running out of time. If you have not signed up, okay, I've decided to add an additional bonus to this. Everybody who signs up, you will get a one-on-one consultation with me.
Shut up and take my money.
Okay. The time will be unlimited per consultation, where we will sit down and map out the rest of 2024 and 2025 for you. I will sit down and I'm going to personally get on a call with you, and we're going to map everything out in regards to your success. Okay? Because I'm serious about making the impact on the world. And we have a lot of people signing up, and I know that what I'm doing is going to change lives. And I know I can change your life too. You can get all the girls. You can get all the money. You can get all the fucking self-esteem. Everything. Everything is there for you in the Masculine Empowerment Network. Okay? So go scan the QR code or just go here and just click on this green sign up button. Okay? And again, you get all of these webinars plus 20 new, and we're working on making some really brand new ones at the end of the year. So you actually get access to 80 hours of free coaching. Okay? Because each year, take a look at this screen real quick. See this? This right here, each of these is a bare minimum 2 hours. You have 20 here. So that's 40 hours. And then when we do these again in January, a bunch of these will be new and uploaded and updated, and you're going to get to access all those as well. We are willing, and we have been willing, to sit down and to do the hard work that is involved in changing your life. The choice is yours. In addition to that, you get my, like I said, you get my course, Total Dating Mastery, which is a combination of all my other courses, but the best parts, all this was to put together for you to be able to source the girl, go on a date, bring her home, have sex with her, and keep her around. Literally, the whole course, literally A to Z. How to meet the girl, ask her on a date, how to schedule your dates, because you're going to be getting multiple dates, how to bring it back to your house, how to kiss them, how to start to have sex with them, literally with video guides and everything, and then how to keep them around. The whole package. Okay? So, that being said, love you guys. Thank you for joining us on the free consultation, or excuse me, not free, on the Red Pill Sunday sermon. I did 2 free consultation Fridays this year. It's in my head, or this week. And I'm going to keep coming too. So I'm going to take a little time off, but not nearly as much as I used to. And we're going to keep posting videos on the channel. Me and my editor are working together, put out really high quality content. So until then, I'll see you guys next time, and sign up for the Masculine Empowerment Network.